Record. It's here.
We're
It's here.
going?
Yeah, we're here now.
We're going? All right,
Yeah.
hold on. I'm in the middle of
You looking for
texting
something?
somebody.
Okay. Well, we are starting a cult that's great. I'm Jake. Mitch is in the room.
Yeah, he is.
He's
He
in the
is.
room. He's here. He's on his phone. What are you doing, Grant? What's going on over there?
I was texting somebody. You know.
Okay.
was,
So, yeah, we don't have anything for this episode.
I'll tell you this. I was texting Mitch, who is behind me,
Yeah. What?
something that I will not say on this show.
Is this a secret? Oh, okay.
I'll say it.
It's a secret from me too.
Something I don't know. It was very specific for Mitch, and it's something that cannot be repeated on this show.
Yeah, we had a little kerfluffle last
mean-
week with you with that shit.
All right, you know what? Fuck it.
It's way worse what he said.
Oh, okay. Okay, don't say it.
You can't say it on the show.
Don't say that.
I mean, that's the funny thing. Is like I can.
Don't.
Because it's just like you think of it this way, it's just a podcast. You know, it's like you have the freedom, but I'm not gonna say it because it's just out of.
I don't even know what this
respect.
says, but I know people that listen to this show, and I don't want to have to
It'll be offensive.
explain something away.
It'll be offensive.
It'll be painful to a lot of different individuals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
You'll never know, listeners.
no, you won't. It was. Anyways,
I was gonna say, we're just gonna keep talking about it.
we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll throw it out there during the show. We'll see how the night goes. I
Mitch
don't
is
know.
just muttering to himself. It's terrible.
It's terrible. Let's just worry about it when we get there, shall we?
All right, yeah, sure.
But
Deal.
we are here. I promised last week that I would kill all of you or something along those lines.
You were pretty aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, fuck them, dude. I'm in. I'll do it. Whatever, man. Show me the gun.
Good luck.
Show me the gun. Yeah, but we are back today with a brand new episode. Believe it or not, we're back in consecutive weeks. We're back on track here, guys. It's official.
Sort of, yeah.
We're back on routine. For those of you that are patrons, we did one last week. We had a little special episode where we covered a topic that we're not going to talk about here. We already covered it. It's been done, but it's
Yeah, you're gonna have
Patreon
to listen to
exclusive.
that.
And it's a fun little romp, I guess, if you will, if you want to use that word as a little tool to describe things. You're more
You
than
noticed
welcome.
how often we use that term to describe stories we're going to tell people
You know,
that are almost always about like cannibalism or like people dying and stuff.
yeah,
It's
what
like,
do you-
it's a fun romp. Like that's kind of our thing.
it's a fun romp for fucking idiots like yourselves. All right,
See,
I put myself in that category because
you have to save the abuse for Patreon when we have them trapped.
No, see, here's the thing. They can handle it, Jake. They can handle this business, all right? They can do that.
No, yeah, they're strong folks. But
You guys can handle what I'm about to dish out, because I don't know what I'm about to dish out. But you can handle it, because you guys are, you're smart, you got a sense of humor, and you're here to have a good time.
I'm getting
so-
a lot of mixed signals over there.
Deal with it or fucking don't. It's not my problem. I don't give a shit what you do.
Yo, died?
Alec Baldwin's the co-star.
Co-star?
Yeah, the girl that he shot in the head.
Oh, that was the director.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, her too. But David Crosby, dude.
Yeah, David
Isn't that
Crosby
crazy?
and Jeff
Jeff
Beck. Yeah.
Beck.
I actually-
Neither were things that we guessed.
My mom told me about Jeff Beck. She's like, yeah, Jeff Beck died. I was like, what? Really? Like,
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking shame. That's like one of my favorite albums is Blow by Blow by him.
really?
Like my favorite albums ever. And he's
That's
gone.
super.
He can't do it
that's
again.
Super stupid of you. No,
You're
I'm
an
kidding.
idiot.
Um,
You don't even know what you're saying.
yeah, that is. That I think was that. I know David Crosby was 2 days ago.
It was like yesterday or 2
Or,
days ago.
yeah, it was.
Something
It
like
was really recent. I think Jeff Beck was that like over the weekend or last week sometime.
that. Yeah, dude. 2 within a couple days of each other. That's pretty fucking crazy.
I mean, I'm not surprised. They're fucking old. Shit happens when you party naked.
It is true.
But yeah, they're not on the list. I'm still got my fingers crossed for Tom Hanks. I don't even think I mentioned him, but I just hope he dies.
Are we just going to start extending it into just other episodes where we just predict people dying?
I just don't
Eventually
like him.
it's got to hit, but
I just don't like him, and I'll tell you why. The guy is not a good actor. I mean, he's just not. You know what I mean? I hate to break it to you guys. He's not a good actor. He's
Why?
been in good movies, right? Like, he really has. There's no denying it. Forrest Gump, Toy Story, Castaway. He's got a fucking backlog of really good shit. He never really killed it in anything. The only thing I will give him is the very emotional scene in Castaway with Wilson. That, I'll grant him, that was believable. I bought the fuck out of that. That was good. But I hate to tell you guys, in my opinion, Tom Hanks is not a fucking good actor.
I disagree.
He's just there. I mean, he's just there.
Yeah, dude, he's just doing his fucking job. You say he doesn't kill it. He's killing it in his career. That's all that really matters when it comes to being an actor.
Yeah, but you know who else is killing it in their career as a movie star is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So are we going to use that as a litmus test for who's a good actor? Because he's fucking dog shit.
He's just strong.
He is a terrible actor. He only plays one character, and that is The Rock. And he's been doing it since 2004.
He's typecast as himself in real life. Isn't that a feat?
That is some meta shit. But yeah, I mean, I might ruffle some feathers there. Tom Hanks is fucking terrible.
He's an adrenochrome drinker, eater. What, I don't know.
He could be.
Is it like a sludge? Yeah,
he's
a pedophile.
Yeah, he very well could be. I mean, he's up there, enough. I think he sucks. Don't get me wrong. I think Forrest Gump is a fucking badass movie. I love that movie.
He was on Epstein Island.
He was on Epstein. Mitch is just yelling things.
Yeah, but if we're going to talk about who was on Epstein's Island, we're going to have no one left to idolize. So,
We don't want to idolize him.
I mean, fucking, for God's sakes, dude, Oprah was there, okay? Oprah.
Have you read the Bible? You're not supposed to worship false idols.
Yeah, well,
right.
Isn't it funny that God himself is sort of a false idol?
No, dude, it's that fucking bull statue.
Yeah, fucking, these people were, I hate to say it because we're not that smart now, but some of these ancient people were just fucking dumb.
Like, they just need to get with the times.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth.
They were stupid. They were syphilis-ridden garbage people.
Yeah,
all
we're
right?
here now, there was a lot of them, or at least they figured it out.
But yeah, so those two people died. Tom Hanks is, he's on my list of not a good actor. Just not good.
We're just going to start forming lists all the time.
I am, dude. I am very dedicated to the belief that Tom Hanks sucks. All right, I'm into it.
I mean, that's fine.
That's just sort of how it goes. You wanna talk about who played a better? I'm trying to think of the right word. Like, I don't want to sound too PC, but you know what I'm talking about here when I say it. All right. You want to know who played a better version of that? Was fucking Ben Stiller in Tropic Thunder. All right.
Yeah.
Just take a minute. Think about what I'm trying to compare here. What do Forrest Gump and Ben Stiller's character from Tropic Thunder have in common? You know? Anybody?
They fought in the war.
They were both a particular word that is not supposed to be said anymore that starts with an R.
The more you dance around it, the more offensive this becomes without saying it.
Should I just say it?
No.
I'll say it.
Because everyone knows what you're saying.
Yeah, he played a way better one. All right? He played a way fucking better one. Special Jack was far more, interesting to me. Forrest Gump's life was great. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, he did a lot of stuff.
He sort of just played, and again, I hate to, pigeonhole shit here. Obviously, these are all jokes that we make on the show, so don't go writing letters to your fucking congressman. Forrest Gump, they always say, he was special, he was special. If you ask me, he was just your very typical Southern man. There was nothing slow about him. He was just a guy from Alabama.
Wow. Yeah, you're really going off. We're not even... What was this, like 8 minutes? Jesus.
Yeah, just think about it that way. There's nothing that different about him. The guy, he could read a little bit.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy, unlike some of them. And he could run. Or what more do you want?
No, that's
you
true.
know?
Yeah.
He played ping pong. He played ping pong really well,
played the fuck out of ping pong. Dude, you know who's a kind of like a legitimate bad actor, but everyone loves? Is fucking Keanu.
Oh, yeah, he's a fucking terrible actor.
Keanu
Like,
Reeves.
I can't act for shit.
Everyone loves him, but he's just really bad at acting.
He's low, dude. Actually, it was funny. Me and Georgie.
I like everything. I think everyone's good at whatever they do. He's like noticeably different.
Dude, the long lost old guest host of these shows, Georgie.
Ever since he got fucking hitched and had a kid.
Him and I were talking with my brother. Mitch, were you there? I don't know. We were playing Xbox together.
I don't remember.
And we were just, for a good, 45 minutes, we were just all going back and forth about, actors and who was good and who was bad. We really kind of got to the bottom of it, and not many actors are very good actors. They fit the mold of what an actor should look like, so they get the job.
So who
you
are,
know?
who are some examples of this?
Keanu Reeves was brought up a lot. I brought up Tom Hanks. Who, surprisingly, I'll give you an example of someone you might not think would be a decent actor. Hugh Jackman.
Oh, he's good.
He's
good.
He is surprising, like, because of the
Plays
bodybuilding
a
and shit.
convincing mutant. Yeah.
You might think he's not very good, but he's pretty good. Like, he's not a bad actor by any means. Jonah Hill, we brought up, he's a fucking bad actor. That's just a clear-cut case of nepotism in Hollywood. He can't act. He's only good at one thing, and that one thing was being the fat guy, and then he got all pussified and was like, they're making fun of me for being fat, and then, fuck him now. Like, come on, own up who you are.
Seth Rogen isn't very good either.
No, Seth Rogen can't do anything. And I would even go a step further and upset the fellow stoner friends out here. And keep in mind, I enjoy the movies. I like Pineapple Express. That's a fucking classic movie to me. I love it. That one. Neighbors, I thought that was pretty good. He does good work. He cannot act and or write. He can't do either. It's not very good.
Yeah.
The people he surrounds himself with are far better at writing.
Dude, did you see Sausage Party?
That was the
Holy
worst
shit.
abomination
It was so
I've ever seen.
bad.
Everybody thought it was
Oh
going to
my
be this
God.
blockbuster animation comedy movie. It was so
It's
incredibly
food,
bad.
but it like fucks each other. It's like, what? Well, the hot dog is going into the bun. That's really funny.
Oh,
It's
incredibly
you know,
bad.
Yeah.
Incredibly bad.
Speaking of incredibly bad, we're the negative podcast today. But dude, I finally watched that Velma show. I know I was telling you earlier.
Oh yeah.
I am here to say, no one watch that.
I know.
No one do that. Because Grant made a good point. He's like, I don't think I'm going to because I might add to the reason why they make it again for numbers' sake.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
come on, you can't do that.
I
Just
was-
do the humanity a favor.
I was telling Jake because he said he watched the first episode, and I'm interested. I've been a lifelong Scooby-Doo fan. I still watch the original series. Believe it or not, for Christmas, I got the original 68 Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I got the full box set on DVD
Damn.
for Christmas.
Where's that? Why haven't people watching that?
It's in the DVD rack out front.
Keeping secrets.
But I got that for Christmas. So that tells you how much I enjoy a good Scooby-Doo every now and again. I'm interested. I want to see it, but I am afraid that if I will be the one that I will put the show on, watch a couple of episodes, only for me to inevitably dislike it and feel burned by this terrible fucking idea for a stupid-ass fucking show. And then HBO's going to look at it and be like, that was the 5 millionth viewer this week. That means we get a season 2. And I will be the one that impending doom happens because of me.
In the form of a second season. Also, you just trust your friend Jake.
It's fucking bad, man.
You trust me.
It is. It is a good. When Jake says something is bad, it's probably pretty bad.
I like everything.
Because Jake says a lot of things are good that I don't think are very good. And Jake likes a lot of things.
I consume a lot of content.
So if he doesn't like this, it's a fair guess that
Everything
it's not
is
good.
pretty good, except when it's not, and that's Velma.
Yeah, I think it was stupid. First and foremost, Scooby-Doo's not even in it, so fuck you.
No, wasn't it part of the deal for like them to make that show? It's like you can make the show, but you cannot have Scooby-Doo in it because that'll like ruin Scooby-Doo for everybody.
Yeah. And
Like
the funniest
dog
thing,
physically cannot be in there.
it is now officially canonical that Shaggy and Velma both had a similar instance of a Michael Jackson-like scenario. Because according to the creators of this show, it is supposedly canonical about what happened before they were, the mystery fighting team. So at one point in time, Shaggy was a black man and Velma was an Indian woman. And then as time goes on in their lives, they both become Caucasian. So it is now canonical that they've shared the same illness that Michael Jackson
Where
had.
did you read that this is canonical again?
Well, that was the goal they were going for.
Okay, so they just didn't do it right.
Yeah, so apparently, just so you guys not Scooby, sorry, Shaggy and Velma, what was that shit called? That Michael J, like the pigment disorder?
I don't know.
There's a name for it, but they have that, I assume. Just so you know. And also out there for the fans, or supposed fans. This shit pissed me off
You have so much
immensely.
to say about this, bro. You didn't even watch it.
This shit pissed me off immensely. I heard so many fucking reviews for this show that complained about Shaggy. Not because he was a different race, not because he was kind of stupid and goofy and openly sort of into pot now and not so,
No,
tongue-in-cheek.
in the first episode that I watched, I'm not ruining it because no one should watch it. He's like, yeah, they deal drugs, which I hate. And then there was just like a pause.
Yeah.
And then they just kept going. So it's like, oh, maybe he just doesn't do drugs. But the fact that you would, like,
I think the pause was
purposefully,
supposed to be a
yeah,
joke.
don't address it. Because everyone was just like, yeah, we grew up, we were like, oh, he was just stoned all the time and had the munchies.
Yeah.
But, like, it's never shown or alluded to. Like, don't bring it up.
Yeah,
That
don't
was
do
part
that.
of the magic.
But for those of you that don't know this, even in the 1968 original Scooby-Doo Where Are You?, Shaggy's real name is not Shaggy. I don't know if you didn't know that. His name is Norval Roberts.
Yeah,
all
I
right?
didn't know that. You made me feel bad about that.
Well, I mean, you don't have to feel bad. You've never been like, I'm a
sorry.
Scooby-Doo life or death, or,
Yeah,
you
all
know.
right, my emotions aren't viable. Okay.
You don't need to feel bad, Jake. It's
I don't
totally
need
fine.
to feel these feelings. Oh, really?
But all these reviews were like, I can't believe they don't have Shaggy and they replaced him with some guy named Norval. Do some fucking research before you make a dumbass fucking
Do.
comment on the internet.
Hey, Grant,
all right?
Hey, Grant. Do.
He's not even there. He's not even present.
Do.
This shit is ass backwards. I know people hate it for different reasons. The anti-woke crowd hates it. And you really fucked up when even the woke crowd thinks it's bad. Okay?
Yeah, there's a lesbian couple who are police and they shoot an unarmed teenager.
Yeah.
in the first episode.
Anyone that actually would
Isn't that
consider
crazy?
themselves either woke or anti-woke, if you consider yourself one of those things, you're already an idiot and a moron, and I don't respect you. But if both of those camps hate this, so that should be a sign of how terrible it is. All right?
Yeah, and I'd say we're kind of in the middle of both of those extremes, and I hate it, and
But
it
you-
takes a lot for me to hate something.
That's what I mean. Like, it's pretty universally
'Cause, like,
accepted right
you
now.
know what I
that
mean?
it's
Like
bad.
we're in the middle of the woke and non-woke thing. It's like
I'm neither, and even if I was one or the other, I would never call myself one or the other.
no, it's like being cool. You can't say I'm cool. It's like no, other people got to say that about you.
Yeah, if you say it, you're automatically a fucking tool. But yeah, that happened. Sadly, that shit fucking happened.
Yeah.
But The Last of Us came out. That was cool. I
Dude,
watched that.
That was fucking sweet. And I was like texting in the group chat. Like everyone was like, yeah, like it sucks knowing what happens. I'm like, I never had a PlayStation, motherfucker. I'm going in dry, and this is a great story.
I'll tell you this: the first season, if they follow like the way I think they're gonna follow, I'm obviously not gonna spoil anything. The first season's gonna be a really wild ride for sure for a lot of people, and season 2 is going to be ridiculously unique in terms of what a television show is.
Interesting.
And I think it's going to turn a lot of people off of the show.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people are going to
I'm
hate it.
curious, but I don't want you to tell me.
No, I won't. But the first episode was really good. I played the first game. I don't remember if I beat it. I was borrowing, who was it? No,
You
I
did that
played it
thing
on
where
2.
you borrowed from like Blockbuster or something.
No, I borrowed David. I borrowed his PlayStation when he went to the military. I had it for a
yeah.
couple weeks, and I played The Last of Us. I never beat it, but my brother had a PlayStation, so I played it on his. I beat that one. The second one I never played, but I've watched the gameplays because I was interested to see what happened. But I've never actually played that one myself. But they're really good. And like I said, the second one is going to deviate. If they stick to the story, there has never been another show in the world like that.
Well, I think they're probably going to stick to the story, right? The game developer, like the guy who made it, is like consulting on the show, right?
Yeah, there's actually a huge thing going on now. So the names escape me. I'm not a big name guy with that. But the guys that are getting credit are the creator of the game and the the guy that directed Chernobyl, the miniseries.
Oh yeah, everyone was obsessed with that for about a week.
Yeah, they're the two that are currently doing all of it, like writing. Maybe not writing all of it, but they're definitely involved in the writing of it, the producing, and all that shit. But there's another guy that actually co-created the story. He was like the idea man. He wrote the whole story, and part of his contract or whatever, there was some shady deal in his contract that he owns none of the rights to the thing that he created. And he, believe it or not, he's not, against the show or anything. He just made it a point to say that video game developers and writers, and even as far as animation developers and writers, need to have unions that protect their property. Because, as he said, I made the story. Joel and Ellie exist because I created them.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
pretty
getting
shitty.
credit for it.
Yeah,
But that's how the
classic.
cookie crumbles, man. That's how it goes. That's
Everybody
business.
just wants to steal ideas.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. It was really good. Again, this spoils nothing. If you haven't watched it, don't worry. I'm not even going to say a word. But it's definitely going to be interesting because I was actually talking about this with my fiance because she loves those games. And we were talking and we kind of agreed that Joel and Ellie are very unique characters, whereas you'll see as it goes along, they're very different than your typical TV hero.
Yeah, we got just a child and a guy in Desert Storm.
Yeah, they're really different, and also the very interesting thing is that the wild shit about this story, a lot of the very pivotal moments are strictly dialogue in the game.
Really?
Don't get me wrong. There's a ton of action. There's a lot of fucking violence and
No, yeah, I gleaned that from the first episode.
infected and fucking raiders and shit like that. But there are most of the very, very pivotal moments for their characters and the story as a whole come in the form of long cutscenes of dialogue. And the actors are really good, so I think it'll work. But if not handled properly, it could really change the show.
Nah.
And I'm a little nervous for that, but I think they'll do it.
Hey, man, come on. It'll be fine.
HBO
good.
doesn't disappoint.
It's
Like,
always
they
gonna
really
be good.
don't.
Yeah.
Find me a show on HBO that sucks.
Velma.
You know what?
Fucking
I don't.
idiot. Velma, dude.
No. I don't count that. You know why?
Because
'Cause-
it makes you wrong. Right
No,
now.
it's strictly on HBO Max. It's not on
Oh,
HBO.
Fuck you.
No, I know it's the same
Fuck
thing.
you.
But HBO itself, as a channel where they produce episodes and put them out once per week traditionally, and it doesn't go live to streaming only, they have yet to put out a bad show.
You're a fucking snake with your quickness, dude. You're just like, oh, I'm wrong. How about this though? You just like you didn't even skip a beat.
Hey man, you got to think of it this way: it's the same as what is I wouldn't compare the two, obviously. What's Peacock? Are they NBC or ABC? I always get the NBC, right?
Probably NBC.
Peacock is NBC. It's similar to that where they have exclusives, right? They have things that are only on Peacock. I know that they are NBC products, but they're not in the same level as what goes on their channel. You know?
I get it. You have more ammunition for the thing you thought of real quick. You
But
sly dog.
HBO, again, besides anything streaming, find me a show on HBO that was bad. And if anyone tries to say Game of Thrones because of the last season, you're either a bandwagon hater or you're just an idiot. There's no other way to say it.
You had no problem with it, with the end? I don't even know what it was. I stopped watching after 4 seasons, and I was like, I can't pay attention for this long, this often.
I'll spoil it for you. I'll do it right now.
Everyone has, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, then I forgot. And
People don't like who took over. People don't like...
is it Bran? That guy?
he takes over.
All right, yeah, so I do remember. All right.
But there is a specific thing that with Jon Snow that happens that makes people very upset that it's not really brought up more. Again, if you guys haven't watched it yet, it's been over for a while, you know? If you were going to watch it, I think you would have watched it by now. If not, pause it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Or,
I
like,
tried.
skip.
I failed. I might go back to it, but who knows?
Skip it for 5 minutes. So here we go. So pretty much in the last season, they reveal that Jon Snow is the brother of the blonde girl, Daenerys, you know?
All right.
And so they were incestuously fucking. But the implication that has is that after the war is over and won, he is the rightful king because he's of the bloodline of the Targaryen family.
That makes sense.
And they completely ignore that, and they send him back to exile on the wall.
Get fucked. Yeah,
Now,
all right.
people are pissed that they did that, but also what they don't realize is that that's what he wanted. Like, that was the whole point of his character, was that he never wanted to be in charge. He just wanted to be, like, a soldier on the wall.
All right.
So it worked out how he wanted it to, you know?
Yeah.
And
His
people
brother who
fucking
was
hate
pushed
that.
for, seeing incest.
Yeah, and people fucking hated it. And I know people had issues with the pacing and other things. It's not as cut and dry as that. But deal with it. That's what we got. And don't let it ruin the whole show. Because, I mean, let's call it what it is. Breaking Bad is seen as one of the best shows on TV, right? You guys remember that arc where Jesse was banging his neighbor Jane? That was some of the most insufferable fucking television ever. For like 8 episodes. It was stupid, it served no purpose, and it was dumb until the very last moment of what they were doing.
So you just try to find a bad HBO show.
That's what I'm saying. Now, Breaking Bad wasn't even HBO, but they were fucking good. Yeah, so definitely watch The Last of Us. It's cool. It's out on every Sunday, I think. Yeah, like what, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? I don't fucking know what time it is. It's good. Give it a go.
Sunday, you said?
Yeah, Sundays. If you can
Wow.
believe that. The Lord's Day.
Wow.
But, I will
What?
actually nerd out a little bit without spoiling anything. All right?
Okay, wait, what
This
is
is
this?
something I found reading a Reddit article, actually, and it was really interesting.
Wait, is it the articles that you made me and Mitch pitch to you just before we started recording?
No. This is about The Last of Us.
Yeah, Grant wanted us to pitch him porn ideas.
Yeah, I want some porn
just,
ideas.
Just to look up on Reddit. And we all laughed.
I wanted to see what
Did it
stuff
for about
exists
45
out there
minutes,
on
yeah.
Reddit. But no, so this is about The Last of Us. So this is it without spoiling anything. So I don't know. In the beginning parts of the episode, Joel's daughter is making him breakfast, right?
Eggs, yeah.
Eggs, and she wanted to make pancakes, but they were out of flour. And he made the comment of like, well, I don't like pancakes anyway. Throwaway line, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you listen closely, they're talking about the infection, right? And when they're talking about it, they said it started in Jakarta, all right? And it gets even deeper than this because you think like, oh, okay, it's just a cool little, like, a little hint of what's to come, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that Jakarta is responsible for producing over half of all of the world's flour in stores.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Meaning that, obviously it's not overly stated, but meaning that a lot of the infection could have spread through the plants that produced flour and were given to all the different parts of the country. And by him skipping the pancakes, they don't get infected.
Oh, my
And then it goes
God.
even further.
Holy shit. The biscuits.
The biscuits.
Holy
and
fuck, dude.
the big one, he forgets the birthday cake. So they don't consume any flour.
Damn. Dude,
And-
that is so cool.
And that's what they left. They're like, they don't know if that was intentional or not, but it is a very cool detail that's in
Dude,
there.
I'm really pissed that writer got fucked out of royalties because
Yeah.
that is fucking genius. That is such good like weaving of story.
And yeah, I again, I never would have known that if it wasn't for this Reddit article that was talking about it. And again, it could mean absolutely nothing. It could be just a fun little thing that they threw in, or it could be a great coincidence that just happened to turn into something that sounds awesome.
So you didn't find this article on the clown porn page.
No, that was sad, dude. The clown porn page, that was just
You
sad.
said it didn't exist. Now it's sad.
No, it did. Mitch wanted the
You wanted to
turn of
spare
the
us?
century porn. That didn't exist.
All right.
But yeah, so that show, definitely watch it. That's what's going on in entertainment. Alec Baldwin might be going to prison.
Yeah, it's finally happening.
Yeah, they're trying to charge him with involuntary manslaughter, which, to be honest, I'm changing my tune a little bit, I think, from the original episode where we talked about it. Good. Because
Yeah,
he did
You
it.
didn't want you didn't want him to get charged.
No, I don't remember where I fell on that, and I want to say I was a little bit more on the fence of like he didn't it wasn't intentional.
Well, no, it wasn't
It wasn't
intentional.
his job, but it. At the end of the day, man, like, that is gun safety 101.
Dude, he had like a heavy like presence in the like
He was the
how
director.
in how that fucking like set was run.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely.
He fucking dismissed the gun safety thing because apparently, like, I saw like interviews with other actors after that happened. And they're like, yeah, if this set was like run properly, every time there's a gun in any scene, whether it's real or not, and it's usually not,
Yeah.
unless it's like Evil Dead or some shit. But they're just like, we all have to like look at a presentation and like just take basic gun safety. That didn't happen on this one,
No, not at all.
and the director shot another director.
Yeah, so
it's fucking crazy.
again, I mean, yeah, it's really unfortunate that happened. I don't believe he did it intentionally, but at the end of the day, it's the same as if you're driving a car and you kill somebody with your car. You didn't mean to do it, but you were the one that did
Yeah.
it. So you are responsible for that.
And if you're a dick to the cop, you might just be like, you know what, this car is a deadly weapon. Murder with a deadly weapon.
Yeah,
Assault.
and it's a tough one. And again, I mean, he's a celebrity. He's not going to prison. Nobody fucking buys that.
You might. I don't know, dude. That one judge made a fucking example out of that chick who tried to, pay her kids way into college.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
William H. Macy's wife,
Yeah,
right?
and then Martha Stewart went. I mean, it wasn't for long or anything, but
Yeah, Martha did go. She fucking fell. And that wasn't her fault, honestly.
Danny
She
Trejo.
was a fucking patsy. Like, she did it, but if she got that knowledge from somewhere else, so why
Yeah.
are they going after her?
She just took it on the chin. She was fine.
But yeah, so that happened. The Alec Baldwin thing. I don't know what's going to come of that. Speaking on another actor, believe it or not, Kevin Spacey accepted a Lifetime Achievement Award this week.
What, for pedophilia?
No, for acting.
Why?
Because now
what
again,
has he been in? What has he been acting in?
well, nothing recently, but that's the Lifetime Achievement Award. It's like you got
That's
crazy
fucking
roles.
Hilarious.
I will say this, and again, people might not agree. I'm not certain. I agree. What Kevin Spacey did or supposedly did, I know it's never been technically proven, is terrible. It's horrible. It's fucked up. It's
not
good.
good. You're not supposed to do that.
However, in defense of the artistry of his work, you can't deny that he was a good actor. That does not mean that he should be let go or go off scot-free, but it's the separating the art from the artist thing,
Maybe it's like the better actor you are, it's almost like you're better at being deceitful and harmful.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why everyone likes Keanu Reeves, because like he just sucks at acting, but then
he
he's
can't get
like,
away with that shit.
he's just buying like entire sets of people like motorcycles and shit.
But yeah, it's one of those things where I feel similar about artists, where yeah, Michael Jackson did or maybe did not. However, you tend to land on that
Pretty
one.
sure he did. Did you see that documentary?
I did.
So depressing.
I didn't like that documentary. It was fucking wrong. There's a
What do you mean? What do you mean it was wrong?
Well, because after the fact, I tried to dig a little bit deeper, and it turned out that a lot of the people that they interviewed were being paid by the director of this thing, and this was the first time they had ever made statements about it at all, which obviously opens the door of like, yeah, you're trying to paint this image for a documentary, and because of that, and you're paying the people to be in it, it makes it seem as if it's much more malleable with how that story goes. I'm not trying to sit here and defend Michael Jackson and say the guy's innocent, but I refuse to use that documentary as evidence against him.
I don't know, man. I mean, Michael Jackson sort of did that with the kids. It's like, oh, what did you do to my son? He's like, you have a house in the Hamptons now. And they're like, oh, never mind.
Well,
You
it's
know,
true.
And at least this documentary person isn't raping anyone except the reputation of the king.
It's true, but you also got to think. It's funny because this actually leads into the next thing I'm going to talk about. The thing that a lot of individuals don't seem to realize is, I love a good documentary. They can be skewed to be anything you want them to be.
No, yeah, you could edit the same footage for a documentary and have it lean both ways.
Oh, yeah.
Like either way you want.
And
to
did
frame it.
Michael Jackson do some shady shit with kids? I'm pretty certain he did.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's like, he asked me, he ran from like rehearsal to tell me I needed to throw away my bloody underpants. It's like, oh God.
yeah.
Oh,
and,
no.
And it's funny because it's like, and I'm not trying to, if what the people on that documentary said is true, I'm not trying to take away from that experience or tell them that they're wrong. But I think they need to realize that just because it's a documentary does not mean that you're 100% believable and truthful.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, and you got to think of it this way. Again, people get away with shit. He went to court for it, and they didn't find anything that they could put him away for.
They did that. Yeah, Mitch Figgin
Well,
made a good point.
that's
There's
also the
OJ,
point.
there's Casey Anthony.
But we got to talk about OJ. I would
what's
not,
he doing?
I would not put OJ in that category, and do you know why? Because I think everybody knew he did it.
He won a Heisman Trophy.
But the part that is often forgotten to time is that the only reason he got off is because they were pushing for the death penalty. And they literally interviewed jurors after the fact that were like, he probably did it, but we did not have the evidence to kill
Yeah,
that guy.
it wasn't beyond a reasonable doubt. They did that whole glove thing.
Yeah. And it's funny because, again, anyone that genuinely argues that OJ didn't do it just doesn't really know the information about it. But that is so often overlooked. The fact that I don't know law very well. They're the prosecutors, right?
You're not a lawyer?
And he would be the defendant. The prosecutors were pushing too hard for the death penalty, which in turn caused him to be found not guilty.
Yeah, it's like just do life in prison, dude.
Because
like,
they
this,
wouldn't
This guy
budge.
just like almost decapitated his girlfriend.
They would not budge. And had they budged and just pushed for a prison sentence, there's almost 100% chance that OJ would have been to prison.
Yeah, but without that trial, we wouldn't have the Kardashians, Grant.
Well, fair point. And
and
then
what
Casey
kind of
Anthony,
world would it be?
that was just technical errors by the prosecution team not knowing what to look for.
Yeah, they just didn't look on the right search engine for like search history.
Yeah.
I think they went on Explorer, and like everything she looked up was on Firefox.
Yeah. So it's like the
something.
thing with that, like, and that could go either way. You know, saying Michael Jackson was guilty and just found innocent. That can definitely go either way. But the court system is not perfect in any way. But speaking of how documentaries can be framed, the Tiger King is back in the news on my radar lately.
Yeah, Grant was telling me about this.
This was in 2021. All right, so we're going on 2 years now. And
Oh
I'm
my
not
God,
certain.
we're so fucking old.
I'm not certain that. I mean, I didn't know this. Maybe you guys know this. Maybe you didn't. Carol Baskin's husband, the one that was missing for all that time, was found alive in Costa Rica.
Yeah,
It was that simple. He was just gone.
it's literally what they thought happened. They're like, yeah, he went to Costa Rica and just disappeared. He probably has like a new name.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, yeah, no, we were right.
But the funniest part of that, it ties into what I was just saying, where a documentary can skew the potential viewpoint to anything you want it to be.
No, yeah.
If you watch season 1, there's very few rational people on there that are like, he ain't dead, he's fucking gone, he didn't love her. A lot of it is shaped to make you think that she did it, you know?
No, of course, dude, because it's not compelling if not. It's
And
like,
they-
oh, yeah, this chick's husband left her.
They really
It's like,
do
okay,
not
well.
defend her about it either. There's no, maybe she's innocent. It's pretty much like, we don't know. It's very ambiguous.
Yeah, yeah. No, I have a really dumb joke.
We'll say it
All
now,
right,
dude.
okay, all right. So, she was probably fine with it. She had the fame to bask in.
Oh. Anyway,
All right.
no, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding. You know what?
All good
I
here?
like a good pun.
Are we
do.
all
I
good
enjoy a
here?
good
Are
pun.
we all fine?
I enjoy a good pun, but I am
Mitch
officially.
is pointing a gun at me.
I'm officially retiring.
I don't know what to do. I'm sorry.
I'm retiring from this show. That
You're gonna miss
did
my
it.
genius writing in your fucking life,
that did it, bro.
just
that,
in general.
that
You just
sent
spit.
and I got a hair in
You're
my
just
mouth.
like, no way.
I got
It's like,
a
oh
fucking-
no.
probably a cat hair.
Ultimate disrespect for the pod.
No, I like a good pun. That was a good.
But
that
it was
good.
also to make a point that I'm sure she didn't really give a fuck.
No, because
You know?
she knew. She
Like-
probably fucking knew that. But yeah, that happened. I kind of can't believe that. I guess I don't really care because kind of how I was saying it earlier. The Tiger King wasn't good by any means. It was just the right time. At
It was
right
the only
time.
thing we had aside from Warzone to entertain us at the very start of the end of the world. We
Yeah,
thought.
it sort of gave everybody something to talk about that wasn't COVID.
And now we just associate it with the beginning of COVID, so no one's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." Oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, but Warzone, no, everyone loves Warzone.
I could take it or leave it.
You're a piece of shit.
I could take it or leave it. But yeah, that did happen. I'm trying to think what else has been going on lately. I don't really think a whole lot of at least noteworthy shit. I could be
Let's
wrong.
see. I'm gonna pull up. Oh, this is somewhere where you never get news, dude.
Was it like?
Twitter.
Oh yeah, fuck Twitter.
Let's see what's happening here.
Twitter is. I'm not a fan. I've never really utilized it, and it's too late now to join. So I'm anti.
No, yeah, I don't recommend it. And if I say, we're on Twitter. We are, but I haven't done anything on there.
We are not on Twitter. Jake
Yeah.
manages the Twitter.
No, it's true. It's true.
I have not stepped. I had to make a Twitter once for one of my college courses. They had us, like our check-in thing, we had to use a Twitter handle. So I had to make one, and I don't believe I ever tweeted a thing that wasn't related to that class. Yeah, that's about it. I just don't get it. I never really understood it. It's Facebook, but you have a limit to what you can say. You know? I never got that. And they're like, but it's instant. Yeah, well, so are all social medias.
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
instant. I don't understand the difference.
The top trending thing is Tucker Carlson.
What are you doing now? Well,
I don't know. It's like videos. It's like, this is the funniest 57 seconds of television I've ever seen. It's like, all right, yeah, that's fine.
Tucker Carlson is a character. People take him so seriously. He is a character.
Dude, literally just colors are trending. It's purple. We got yellow down here. There's green.
For what?
Twitter's so weird, dude. Let's see sports. Let's go there.
Sports, you say?
I'm just looking at who's fucking trending.
Why is
Nobody
the color
here.
yellow trending?
Because it's a good color. What, you don't like it?
Are people just like pissing their pants or something?
You
What's
hate
going on
mustard.
here?
I knew it.
No, I do. I love mustard, man. That shit's.
You love it,
I
eh?
would put mustard above ketchup for me.
Wow.
I
mean,
can-
me too, yeah. That ketchup is... I feel like it's just generally understood that ketchup is more for, like, getting your kid to eat something.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is good.
It's a
But
nice
also it's
sauce,
like-
but I would rather if I'm gonna
I want
eat,
my mouth to be assaulted with mustard.
if I'm going to eat something that requires a sauce, such as maybe a chicken strip or a grilled chicken breast that I want to put something on, I will go for barbecue sauce, hot sauce, maybe some honey mustard, before I go for ketchup.
I'd go for Goulan.
Goulan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that too, but I can't find it. That
No,
shit
you
don't
got
exist.
to. We have to find. You guys have kind of slowed down on that. Email us where you think we might find some Goulan, because we got to give it a go, Max. Twitter was a bust. There's nothing.
You know,
on there
Twitter's fucking
It was
trash.
trending colors. None of them were even blue.
Twitter-
which is Twitter's color. So
Twitter is fucking ass backwards trash for hobos, okay?
wow.
That's what it's for. If you tweeted us, you're a hobo. That's not, that doesn't make you a bad person.
Dude, we had a really cool thing of fan art come in through Twitter that one time.
Oh, really? Well,
and
you're,
then he came over to Instagram. He's like, "You guys didn't answer me for like a week, so I'm sending it here."
you guys are lovely hobos then if you're doing that, but
Yeah.
you're still hobos. It's
Dude,
part
it
of
was,
the
it
deal.
was for the Men in Black one. He made that sick ass fucking image of the.
Oh, yeah, wasn't it?
the
Idris
guy in the
Cole
clown-
in the clown
yeah,
wig?
in the
I still
clown
have
wig.
that. I love that picture. That thing is fucking great.
Holy shit! Yeah, if you guys do stuff like that, send it to us. We
love it.
We like it.
We love it a lot. Any final thoughts here? Anything else you feel necessary to add to this sode of eps?
I don't know, man.
So the eps.
Speaking of sending things to us, like we still don't have a PO box, and I don't know if we'll ever get to it. But if
It's a
we
lot
do,
of paperwork.
I'll fucking tell you. I mean, I'll let you know.
How about you guys just like Ted Kaczynski it and just like ship it somewhere and see what happens? And like
Yeah.
put like some spring-loaded nails in it, and then just like put the return address as the sending address. So that way, when it's undeliverable, it'll be like returned to a different address, and that's when
Oh
it'll
wow,
go
that's
down.
genius. Yeah.
But yeah, put some like spring-loaded shit in there, like broken glass and like live hand grenades and shit.
Like poo and stuff.
But yeah, anything that'll actually hurt and kill a man, put those in those boxes and start sending them around the country.
Or just do random PO boxes.
Also, if you do that, you're a fucking idiot. So don't do that. But you could.
volatile,
You could.
volatile today. You're
Um,
very. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I filled you guys in on the news, what kind of actors I don't like, and like what media I'm into lately.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are, you get it. I bought a little mini statue the other day.
Apparently, HBO is like a spotless track record.
It does, dude. Find me a bad show on
Velma.
HBO.
It's Velma.
I don't count it. I mean, I
What's
get
the
it.
statue? What was the statue?
It's
Is
a
it
little-
out there? Have I been looking at it from afar and I just don't know what it is?
Yeah, it's a creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Funny enough, I figured out what it was. I looked it up. So it was part of a Universal Monster Movies toy set that came out in the early '90s. And interestingly enough, I'm happy that I paid for it. Because at first I was like, it was $50, and I was like, it's a little pricey.
That's a lot. Yeah.
And it's plastic. It's real thin plastic. So I was like, I don't really like that. But when I found out what it is, it's super cool. So
It's a relic.
well, no, it's not that.
They
But
found it
they are-
underneath Jesus' tomb.
that'd be fucking sick.
Isn't that cool?
But it was part of a toy set. This one was, I think, from '94, and what it is it was sort of a build-it-yourself, like replica.
Like the year 94, it was like Caligula's.
Yeah, and they were built not in color, like they were just black and white, like kind of grayish. So the one that I bought is assembled, and somebody actually painted it. So they took the time to add gills and like yellow and green paint, and like he's standing on like water. It was worth it after I learned that, because if you buy them, like not in a box, just that toy itself, they're going for between $60 and $150.
I see you saved $10 on the low end.
So I did, and I'm sure the painting of it like lowered that value because it's not the original, but it looks way better.
Yeah. There you go. Is that where you also got the? It was like an antique mall, right?
Yeah, the antique mall was fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. Is that where you got the Thing poster back there?
Yeah, I
you
did.
Just had that.
I bought that last week as well. I'm glad I found it.
Sun damage up the ass. Yeah.
Super underrated movie. The Thing. Obviously, people like to talk about it. It's a remake. If you didn't know that, it's technically a remake of another movie.
How many things are there?
But it's some of John Carpenter's best work, I would say. I put it above Halloween. Obviously, Halloween has more impact as far as society goes. It's way
It's
more
labeled
notable.
as the time you're supposed to watch it. Yeah.
But The Thing is a fucking incredible movie, and I found that it is probably a reprint because they were selling them. I think it was like $8 or something. But it's like the original poster, and then it's in like it's got like the cardboard backing so it can stay straight and not get all rolled
It's
up.
erect.
But yeah, it was like $8. It was like fuck it. I wasn't gonna buy it, and I was like fuck it, I'll buy it. It was the last one for the thing they had, and I was like, you know what, I want this. I'm taking it.
Right when you fucking left, they just pulled 3 more out from under the counter.
They probably did, but you know what? It made me feel good. But yeah, I bought that. I love that antique store. It's fucking badass. If you guys go antiquing, find yourself some cool knickknacks because that's exactly what I buy.
Yeah. Dude, did you ever go in that one antique shop in the square?
It's gone.
It might be gone, but like there was a fucking a glass case with a bunch of like crazy knives in it. I would buy like
Oh, yeah.
switchblades there.
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
I was like 16.
They had like they had some like badass fucking
Dude, I
knives,
bought
dude.
like 2 of them. I think I gave one to Griff when he graduated high school.
You did the same
That was
thing.
and for you, yeah. I was like, I gotta buy these guys switchblades for some reason.
I was only there
so I had
once.
a plug. It was just an antique shop.
I was only there once, but I know what it was. I don't know
Yeah,
if I had like spent a lot of time there, but I think my grandma wanted to go there, so we like went in.
that's kind of their thing.
My grandma loved antiquing, and I definitely take after her because I fucking
This is just like my childhood.
we went at probably like 4:30, Mitch, give or take.
Yeah.
The only reason we left is because they closed. I would have still been there, I imagine.
Wow.
We got kicked out at 7 because they were closing. So yeah, we did that. We shopped around for like almost 3 fucking hours antiquing and shit. Great time. I'll probably go back eventually, but I want to wait till they get a little bit different stuff. Give it like a month,
Different circulation.
and then I'll see what they got, and probably buy another little knickknack. I love knickknacks. It's my thing.
You're a knick-knack guy. Yeah,
I am. I
noticed
love
that.
little stupid shit that I could put on a shelf and just have present. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
Dude, the day Mitch brought you that classic Coke bottle he found in an alley,
It's
you
still right here.
you were just crying and begging for him to just be your dad.
I was.
It was crazy, dude. You were in the palm of his hand.
I remember that vividly. I still have the bottle too.
I'm
It's
staring
right here.
at it.
It's literally I'm looking at
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I got all this shit, man. I keep all this shit together. I love it.
So emotional.
But I have nothing else to add, so I'm ending my portion.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we'll probably just
We're
we'll have a real episode
Wait,
next week.
We're co-ending. Whoa.
Co-ending.
But yes, we will be back obviously next Friday.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
always are.
No, it's true.
We will have something interesting for you next Friday.
Yeah, we'll think of something.
I hope this was interesting. We kind of filled you in. We're still coming back. We want you guys to know we're still the same people and get you ready.
Even though we missed last week again too in a fuck up.
Wait, did we?
Yeah, you were just
Oh,
like,
shit,
sorry,
yeah.
I have plans. I was like, fuck you then.
Yeah, I did. It was actually my coworker's last day, so we all went out for drinks and Mexican food.
Yeah.
It was a great time. It was a really great time. I can't tell you it wasn't.
But we are back though.
Yeah, we are.
All right. So
I lied in the beginning. I said we had 2 consecutive episodes. I lied.
yeah, I was fucking furious about that this entire time.
I was so mad.
It's so mad.
I was so steamed at you.
Lies.
I can't believe you did that.
Steam you, ham. Yeah.
But yeah, that was the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
It was, yeah. And like I said, we'll have an episode for you next week. But until
Oh,
then,
yeah.
that's great. I'm Jake. We are starting a cult. You can follow us on all the shits: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't go to the Twitter.
No, you don't.
There's a TikTok. It's on Wasack_pod. We got the email startacult@gmail.com. And there's a what is it? A Patreon link below. It's always down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it. Mitch, you got something to say?